you something. Let me tell you something about Bitcoin and crypto. If you haven't been invested in Bitcoin and crypto, man, I feel sorry for you because there has been an avalanche of money in Bitcoin, and we're going to talk about the avalanche of Bitcoin and crypto money, and as well as what's going on in the general stock market, what to look out in the economy. So get comfortable, buckle up a seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. At the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day. We do it under one condition. The condition is that we believe you must be B1. That doesn't mean you have to be Black to be here. We don't hate anybody, but B1 means that we put ourselves at the top of our priority list. We don't believe in solving other people's problems before we solve our own. We believe in do for self. We also know that B1 children are going to lead the world when it comes to economics and wealth building and real estate acquisition and everything within the next 50 years. We call that Project 2070. By the year 2070, Black kids are going to be on top of everything. B1 kids, which is Blackness 2.0. Also, we believe that we must be one to be successful. And so if you agree with me, if you like that philosophy, if that makes sense to you, put a hashtag B and the number one in the chat, hashtag B1. Use hashtag B1 on all social media platforms. That's how we connect. If you have a B1 business, make sure you let everybody know about your business so that we can support you by using that hashtag. All right. So hello to Fantizi and Beldi Amir and Roosevelt Butler and Tony Garvin. Good to see everybody. Good to see you. All right. So let me, first of all, let me ask you this. Can you give me a yes if you can hear me and see me okay? Give me a yes if you can hear me and see me. It looks like the Wi-Fi is a little bit iffy today. You don't know how you get that iffy Wi-Fi in your house and you want to make sure you're coming through okay. Give me a yes so I can know that it's okay to continue to move forward because I get a little bit worried that you can't hear me anymore. All right. So let me know. All right. So I'm seeing some. Okay. Thank you, Doreen. I appreciate that. Doreen, you made my day. And Precious Lewis, you are so precious to me. All right. So let me tell you guys what's going on right now with investing in the markets and everything in terms of what I'm seeing on my end. How many of you have noticed that crypto has been just off the chain? Give me a yes or no if you've noticed that. Now, you guys know I've been a long-term crypto investor. I've been an investor for probably about 5-6 years now. And I just, did a long-term hodl, which is HODL, hold on for dear life. So I held my crypto and I prayed to white Jesus, black Jesus, and baby Jesus that my crypto would come back. Because if you remember, 2017 was pretty much a calamity. It was terrible. You could buy crypto for almost nothing because nobody wanted to buy it. Don't I wish I had a time machine right now? Wouldn't it be nice if you had a time machine and you could go back when they were selling Bitcoin for $3,000 a coin or Ethereum for a couple $100? It just makes you mad, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I held on. I did the best I could with what I had. I did what I knew at the time. And now I'm like, oh, God. Ye who have little faith. Crypto has been doing extremely well. Now, I've mentioned to you guys before my consistent view, which has not changed one bit, that crypto is a risky investment. So my argument is be very careful. I don't put more than say 10 to 15% of my portfolio on crypto because crypto can get messy real fast. And if your stomach doesn't like those major capital losses, knowing that there may never come back, you just got to be careful, okay? You don't want to, you end up looking like poor Sha'Carri Richardson. 1 minute you're on top of the world, the next minute you get in last place, and you don't know what the future is going to hold, right? So don't get cocky, don't get crazy, don't catch euphoria. Just remain consistent. So let me explain a little bit of what's going on in my view in terms of why Bitcoin is taking off. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit that thumbs up, share, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. All right. Timothy Muhammad says, I followed you and made more than all my gains back. Good, man. I'm very happy that now again, I don't give investment advice. This is not investment advice, but I will tell you, what I'm doing. And actually, just as a reminder, if you want to know the cryptos I've been invested in years, you can actually go to drboycecrypto.com. That's drboycecrypto.com, and you can actually see a screenshot of the cryptos that I own. And also we have a crypto investing club. We have, you can go to theblackcryptoclub.com. The first 2 weeks are totally free. We have crypto experts in the Black Business School that can kind of guide you to things. And I'll tell you, one of the experts that was in the group mentioned Cardano. He was talking heavily about Cardano. So I said, let me just get some Cardano just to see what it looks like. And let me show you the results of that particular move. Let me see if I can. Boyce, where'd you leave your phone? Oh, see, damn, when you get 50, you do dumb stuff like this where your phone, you literally had your phone in your hand and you can't remember where your phone's at. Anybody else ever do that? So let me show you Cardano. It's really fascinating. Cardano has gone up in the last day about 8%. In the last week, it's gone up 43%. The last month has gone up 148%. And I remember when he said, that he liked Cardano, and this is an expert that I trusted. And because he said that the network is strong and the idea was pretty solid. So I went ahead and bought a bunch of Cardano, and now it's taking off. The indicators tell me, my research tells me that crypto, that this could be a momentum moment for crypto, that literally Bitcoin is approaching 50K. There have been people that have been talking about Bitcoin hitting 100, 200K for a long time. In fact, my prediction for Bitcoin by the end of the year was 108,000. I don't believe it's going to hit 108 now because I believe that there have been too many things to hinder the growth of Bitcoin. But I do think you could see Bitcoin at 70, 80,000 because right now you have a couple of things happening that are really interesting. One is there's a sentiment shift. There's a lot of momentum happening right now where a lot of people are jumping into Bitcoin because they see what's happening with the price action and they don't want to miss out. Two, I saw a study that says 17% of all Americans own Bitcoin. That's a big deal. 17% is a very big number. I think about 45 to 50% own stocks. So with Bitcoin being in the hands of that many people, that means something, right? Third, institutional investors are getting involved again. They're watching these movements. Excuse me. You're hearing big announcements about certain institutional investors. A lot of people that own Bitcoin are not selling their Bitcoin. I think they said something like 70 or 80% of the Bitcoin that is owned is not being is just locked away somewhere. It's not for sale. You can't get it. Well, you know what it is when an asset has a restricted supply and increasing demand. What happens to the price? Tell me what happens to the price when demand goes up and supply remains pretty constant, or supply starts to dwindle. You start seeing that price move. So I actually bought a little bit of Bitcoin this week and made some moves on that. So additionally, I did some research when I was looking up things going on with Ethereum. There's a lot of talk about NFTs, which are built on the Ethereum network. I don't trust NFTs yet because they seem a little bit weird to me, a little frothy. I believe deeply in the existence of the metaverse, which basically it seems to me that NFTs are referring to the fact that the digital world and the physical world are constantly merging in really unique ways. So now you've got the same way you have physical real estate, you've now got digital real estate, but you've always had digital real estate, right? You have Facebook pages and websites and Instagram profiles. So this is just an extension of that, particularly when you're living in a work at home economy where most people are not really going back to work, especially with all these Delta variants, and Pfizer just got approved for a new government shot. I'm not going to use the V word because that gets you banned on YouTube, but they just got approved for a new shot. Moderna is probably next. And you saw a bit of a rally in the stock market today after that approval went through. I believe that rally took place because the more of those shots that are out there, the safer people start to feel. And also, I believe that if you have ownership in these companies, like I bought Moderna literally on the advice of my investment advisor, and I just bought it, put it in my portfolio, didn't think much of it. That stock went up, I want to say 400% or something ridiculous like that. Right. And I just looked in and was like, oh, wow, we've owned this. This is pretty cool. Right. So Moderna might have some more upside. I believe Pfizer, when they start making that money's like crack. It's highly addictive. So when these corporations hit that, that financial crack pipe, they keep going back to the well. So I anticipate that they're going to come out with more booster shots and more, there's another variant now, and there's the alpha variant and the beta variant and the zeta variant and the kappa alpha psi variant, right? There's going to be all these variants, right? And they're going to have a booster shot for every variant because they're able to make money from what I think of as the emotion of fear, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong. I don't think you should play around with this stuff. I think this stuff really is actually SARS. And I think you should be very careful, but just know that they're zooming in on this. And once you go up and you've made $10 billion for your investors, you can't go back to normal. You can't go back and say, if you're Moderna, you can't say, well, I know we made you $10 billion this year, and that's only because we had a unique year. The pandemic was happening, and that was a big deal. Now we're going to go back to making you $500 million a year. They're not doing that. Capitalism is not built that way. Capitalism is a greedy dog and a greedy pig. And it says, oh, well, if I got 10 billion this year, you better give me 11 next year or I'm going to whoop that ass. Right. So just understand that Moderna and these other companies are going to continue to push forward with as many of these different booster shots as they can come up with. Also, all this conversation about the variant is creating confusion with the Fed, which is actually doing things to increase the money supply, which is boosting the economy. Now, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you will allow me to, I'd like to mention to you very quickly that we're going to be talking about all things economic and all things Black at the All Black National Convention, which happens at the end of October. It is not an economic convention. It is a B1 convention. It is a convention where we cover not just the financial stuff. You know, we got you covered on the stocks and the crypto. We're going to have investment clubs, entrepreneurship sessions, all that stuff. But we also got you covered on all the areas that matter for the life of a Black person, which is how to have healthy relationships, how to form a Black political party, how to engage in activism in your community. How do we take on what's going on with commercialized hip hop? How do we build more Black ownership? How do I meet a nice woman? How do I meet a nice man? How do I find people I can work with? So if you want to join us in Orlando at the end of October 29th and November 1st, you can go get your super early bird discounted tickets at allblacknationalconvention.com. The price will go up within, I think, a week or so. So you can go to allblacknationalconvention.com and you can get your discounted hotel at abnchotel.com. If you didn't get a chance to write that down, just rewind the video. It's right there. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Let me tell you a couple other things I've noticed. So you had a general boost in the market today, largely because of the FDA approval of this new Pfizer shot that they're pushing out. Moderna's probably going to be next. I highly anticipate there'll be another boost once the Moderna gets approved. Energy stocks went up. The price of oil went up. I suspect some of it may have to do with what happened in Afghanistan. I also know that the Afghanistan situation is going to affect Joe Biden's ability to push through his agenda, which is going to be a challenge kind of going forward. So I really wonder if he's going to get that big budget passed, if he's going to get that infrastructure bill passed, because a lot of people are mad at him about what happened in Afghanistan. I read an interesting article about the history of that and how they kind of got stuck and how they sort of debated the strategies with the military guys and all that. And it's just a real sad situation all the way around. This week, you have the Fed meeting at Jackson Hole, Wyoming. They go to the place where all the white people live and they sit around and talk about policy and decide what to do with the federal funds rate and what to do with the money supply and all that. And so they're having this meeting. When they make the announcements, or when Jay Powell, the chairman of the Fed, makes a speech this week, he's going to basically say something that's probably going to move the markets a little bit. They're waiting to see when he's going to taper back on interest rates, when they're actually, on bond buybacks. Right now, they're buying back a lot of bonds and to increase the money supply. They're wondering when they're going to start tapering, if it's going to be January, if it's going to be a little bit earlier. That's the big debate going on right now. Last but not least, this is extremely important. Consumers are kind of just ignoring this Delta variant. That's one thing that's really interesting. I think that people are just learning to live with whatever this, COVID is, right? Whatever these viruses are, they're just learning to live with it, right? And is that such a bad thing? I don't know. It's up to you to make that decision, but they're living with it. And what does that mean? That means that, consumers are still spending. People still want to go out to restaurants. My daughter's school has thousands of kids packed in like sardines, and they go to lunch. Nobody wears a mask. Everybody's in each other's face. Guys are trying to talk to the girls, and people are whispering in their friends' ears. There is no social distancing. There is no mask wearing in most situations. And I really think that they're just kind of like, okay, we're going to just let the fear go, right? The fear was easy to play on during an election year because the fear was the reason for you to get out and go get Trump out of office. Now that Trump is not in office anymore, I believe that they're now going to treat it as like, look, there's a million viruses out here. People are dying every day. 7,000 people in America die every single day just because. That's 35 to 40,000 people a week that die every week just because you live in America. So I'm not saying that it's not a big deal. I'm saying that right now, if you're looking for any indicator that consumer spending is dropping as a result of all this pandemic stuff, it's just not dropping. Why is that important? Well, because when consumer spending is high, your stocks do well. Also, you got the Christmas season coming up, which might be a reason to take a look at Amazon. Amazon might be a company to peek at because I think they're going to have another record year when it comes to investing. Now, if you want to join our Black Stock Market program, if you have questions for me, you can actually leave your questions. I answer every student's question every Tuesday. You can join the blackstockmarketprogram.com. The first month is free. money. Also, there is a section called What Dr. Boyce is Buying, where every week I list about 5 or 6 stocks that I really like for the week. And you can take a look at what I'm buying to decide if you want to follow suit or not. Okay, guys. So that's it. I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a great day. Please hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button on your way out if you could. And I'll check with you guys again real soon. So take care. Talk to you later. Peace.